Hello everyone and welcome back to the Anime Villainous Tournament arc of 2025. Today we're going to be seeing our second round 2 game. We're getting the bottom of the bracket done and handled because it's going to be Cole versus DrQuantum. Very much looking forward to how this game goes and seeing who our second semifinalist will be. So let's get right on into it. Okay, and here we are with the second game. I almost called it the first game. The second game of round 2 of Tournament Arc 2025. Cole is going to win the dice roll, so he will be our starting player. He is going to get to ban first, and then after he bans, Quantum will ban. Which, this is Cole versus Quantum, by the way. I'm sure I said that in the opening spiel. In case you couldn't tell, I record the matches, and then I record, like, the opening and the ending spiel of each video, like, right before I render and upload them. So, sometimes I end up recording those, like, literal days after the match has already been recorded. And so we're going to see Cole ban Griffith here. Did Quantum play Griffith against Never in round 1? I can't recall if he did or not. Quantum is... I was about to say I'm expecting an Isabella ban here. I expect to see people banning Isabella against Cole and Kodake pretty much throughout the entire tournament, like Doc was doing against... shout out to Doc, by the way, he's judging this one. Like Doc was doing against Kodake, because Kodake and Cole know how to play Isabella, and playing against Isabella is a nightmare in the meta right now. Looks like Quantum has already chosen which villain he wants to play. Cole is thinking a little bit more on his going into this blind pick. He's debating doing something different. Changing his mind, potentially. They're both putting a lot of thought into this blind pick. Okay. I'm very intrigued to see who we end up with here. I know Cole... Who else does Cole play? Queen Beryl is one of Cole's go-tos. I don't think he's played Queen Beryl yet. He also played Diaboromon back-to-back in the round 1 game. So we could see Diaboromon or Queen Beryl here from Cole. And then Quantum, I think Quantum, was he one of the ones who played a mean Loxis in round 1? He's going to be Diaboromon. Ooh, Satella versus Diaboromon. This is going to be interesting. I look forward to seeing this matchup. So, theoretically, Satella likes this matchup. However, because she likes it when Diaboromon ends up super fate-locked, and Cole is Satella, so Satella is going first here, actually. So, theoretically, especially going first, Satella likes this matchup. However, there's a little bit of an asterisk on that, and it's an asterisk that Satella has for all of her matchups that are good or not for her, more or less, which is that if she does not get some decent luck on the early pulls with allies, she needs to be able to get through the first token mainly. She needs to be able to get through the first token very quickly so that she doesn't get delayed on the final token and drawing I love you at the end of the game. Diaboromon, if Diaboromon gets to Diaboromon and Satella has not, like, entered Showdown and played I love you against Subaru, it can be very dangerous for Satella to close out the game faster than Diaboromon will. So, how well this game goes or not can very heavily come for Satella, can very heavily come down to if she gets through the first 2 tokens pretty quickly. Which shouldn't be too difficult for her because she, especially going first, will be able to fate lock Diaboromon very quickly and keep him from putting up much fate pressure. Which means that she should be able to breeze through her second and third token especially. She really needs to breeze through the second and third token while Diaboromon is, like, going through Infirmon. Get into Showdown and all before he hits Diaboromon. We're going to see that turn 1 Fate playing Broken to, playing Roswell, discarding Broken. Interesting. Probably should have done Roswell before that. Well, Julius, honestly, yeah, I would probably just kill Roswell here. Doesn't really cover locations, but it's really good if Otto or Frederica or whatnot comes out to get some movement going there for Diaboromon, which is nice. And then we saw Omnimon play here. That's just someone who's blocking a location, which is understandable. We're going to see Quantum go straight to apartments. Another reason that this matchup can be rough for Satella, I didn't remember until just now, is that Satella is very likely to trigger Countdown because she doesn't have a... he just shuffled in Sumamon. Oh. Very interesting. I would get Sumamon out here immediately to rush into Caramon. because beating Satella here comes down to getting into Inframon and Diaboromon quickly. We're going to see Cole. He's going to go over to Nostra. Also choosing not to Fate turn 1 is Diaboromon. He had cards that he wanted to play, which is very understandable. I'm really surprised he didn't play Sumomon. But he's got some power built up. He could go for a Cable Crusher. He has, like, the Cable Crusher threat now. And also he's playing a little fast. We're going to see a Carmilla play into a Daphne play. Huh. I'm not so sure about that, because that's a 4-cost Daphne and a lost Carmilla. Might have been, like, the best play. I mean, he had a Broken and Carmilla. I probably would have used the Broken to draw and see what you get. Very interesting. Yeah, and then we're going to see a Frederica swap on Subaru, actually, to put him at Sanctuary. I was about to say, this is why I thought that Quantum might have wanted to Fate turn 1 is to cover Sanctuary or Nostra, because you really want to slow down Satella in this first phase. This is basically going to guarantee him getting a countdown pull, which is very nice for Diaboromon here. We're going to see Cole use Satella's ability. I'm really surprised at Cole just tossing these Brokens away, because I think he discarded both of them when he was at discard actions. It's like the best time to use Broken to get through the bad cards in Satella's deck as quick as you can. We're going to see him throw out Elsa for 1 cost, which is great. You love to see it. He really wants to pull Paladin mode, Imperial Dramon, or any hero to make sure that Tokyo Bay can't be uncovered, but like the ones that lose power would be ideal. I'd probably play Metal Garurumon to Tokyo here, to be honest, to stop the uncover Fate. Playing Kabuterimon to the bottom Fate is also good. Take away that gain 1, and it makes that location worse for the Karamon phase later on. Then we're going to see Cole discard some cards, and he's going to end his turn. Ending his turn, which will trigger the countdown because no power was gained, which is probably going to be Control Orb. Yep, it's going to be a 1-cost Control Orb, which Diaboromon loves to get. That's the ideal for him. Cole, I appreciate you making these easier to look at. So we're going to see Quantum go back over. He's got a lot of power early. It would be great if he was Sumomon right now. I'm shocked from both players. The using Kuramon ability on Sumomon and the not playing Brokens. These people ain't respecting card draw enough in my house. Getting all these basic data outs very early and just having a huge stockpile of power, we could see Quantum having a very... throwing out a special data, also very fair. We could see Quantum having a very fast... Very interesting to use Control Orb there instead of just the discard action. We could see Quantum having a very quick Karamon phase at this rate if he doesn't end up spending a lot of this power on, like, premium data soon. Although, he's not Sumomon yet, so he's still got 5 power to pay on playing Sumomon and playing Karamon. We're going to see a Typhon play to Roswell Manor. And then a bunch of discarding. What he really wants to be getting now probably is Cowardice so that he can move Subaru into... I think he's realizing actually how he has to do this because he won't have enough. Oh, he's going to terrible... Was he going to terrible Fate Subaru and just take the 2? I respect that as well. His other option was to discard and then hope to draw a Cowardice so that he could go to Sanctuary, Cowardice, Subaru into Roswell, and then gain 2, play Typhon into the kill, which would have been very strong. But he risks a Fate really messing with that from Diaboromon, because Diaboromon is very likely to go to the bottom Fate here. 2 strength on Subaru is not unacceptable by any means. It's a little unfortunate to get it on loop 1. Of course, on loop 1, you really want to like have him get 0 or have him only get 1. The ideal, of course, is getting 0 strength on Subaru with a loop. That's very unrealistic, though. I think the ideal that you can hope for is for Subaru to get +1. Him getting +2 is a little less than ideal. I don't know about throwing out Typhon immediately. Didn't he have Echidna in hand? I probably would have thrown out Echidna instead of Typhon. You don't want Typhon to get Julius sniped. And Echidna combos well with a lot of cards. Not a bad play to just get an ally out. I worry if this is Julius. Yeah, that really sucks. It would be a lot better to lose Echidna than to lose Typhon here, because now not only is Julius here, but there's no good way to get rid of him, because Typhon into like the big Subaru kill is what you want to do. I didn't see he played a premium data there, I think. So we're probably going to see DrQuantum to take away action economy here. Deletion on premium data would also be good. But I think taking away the double play discard at the gain 3 is a good call. And then he's just moving cards over to the left. And then anything else? Segment. Yep, segment's pretty great. Always useful. Going to see Quantum go over to Military Network. Has he drawn back into... He's drawn back into Sumamon now. Does he immediately have Karamon? Or, well, he could use his ability and potentially just draw straight into Karamon. Did he get it? If he has Karamon, he should play him immediately and then go to Internet next turn. Just start getting that power. He wants to get into Infamon immediately. Because I really do think Diaboromon winning this matchup, or Satella winning this matchup, comes down to if Satella is at Showdown by the time Diaboromon, like, is getting near the end of Infamon, or if Satella is still working on the third loop when Diaboromon is, like, close to getting done with Infamon. I really think that for Satella to win this matchup, she needs to be in Showdown, like, before Diaboromon discards Infamon. Even if it's just by, like, one turn, it would give her, it would put her in a good position. Because once Diaboromon gets to Diaboromon, even if his territory is full of heroes, his game will be over in probably about 4 turns. I would put this on Julius. I'd put this on Julius so that if Cole wants to get rid of, because there's no Typhon and all. So now Julius is just here, which means if an auto, and Cole has so much power, if an auto or a Frederica comes out that moves Julius into a more annoying position, that's going to be very difficult for Cole to deal with. I'm also a little surprised at the Roswell plays. I'm a bit of a Roswell disrespecter. I'd love to hear other people's in the live chat or in YouTube comments down the line, or even in the Annaville server if you'd like to take the discussion there. How people feel about Roswell, because I think one of the advantages that Satella has in this situation is that, as we can see, Diaboromon only gets to fade every other turn, which gives a strong opportunity for Satella to sort of rush her objective. Yeah, I think moving Subaru here is pretty fair. Julius is still holding down Sanctuary very hard, and now Subaru is away from the allies. A terrible fate fixes that, but it's not too bad regardless. But one of the advantages Satella has in this matchup is that Diaboromon never uses the top fate in most instances. We're going to see an immediate cowardice to weaken these heroes down. And get Subaru just... Sanctuary is the best place for Subaru right now, to be honest, because it's so covered anyway. You don't really want to put him anywhere else. The other best place for him would probably be Nostra. Double Destined Bond, not great. Just replaying Anduamon and moving the special data into Kabuterimon. Honestly, I could see a world where you move Kabuterimon to Military Network, because Military Network really needs to be closed soon. I know that Quantum, I don't know if we've seen any Catastrophe Cannons go down, and Catastrophe Cannon gets better when Military is covered, but the Karamon turns at Military are about to go insane. They're about to be 8 gain at the cost of a single premium data. And we will see the Karamon play here, so this is an insane Military Network turn. And honestly, Quantum has no incentive to go Fate. So I was talking about Roswell before, is that a big advantage Satella has is not getting Fated much, but Cole has played Roswell twice very early on, which is given Quantum more Fate pressure that Diaboromon is sorely lacking, so that's almost kind of working in his favor a little bit. We're going to see Cole go over to Nostra here and spend a lot of power on Carmilla and someone else. Oh, Carmilla into a terrible fate. Shouldn't he have more power than this? Was he at 1 power and then he gains 3? And I guess it doesn't matter, because if he's killing Subaru here, then he's gonna go to 0. I think you do have to kill Subaru here. Again, another +2, which isn't too bad. The ideal that you can expect is +1. I don't think +2 is very bad. However, it is going to make this third phase a little rough. An 11 strength Subaru Cole is really, really gonna want to be hoping for I love you early here. Either I love you or very, very lucky ally ordering. Well, not very lucky, but decently lucky ally timing. Yeah, DrQuantum is already in the second token, so Cole is going at a pretty good pace. The problem, however, is that Quantum had an insane premium data setup. They got him. Oh no, dude, you gotta do the premium data here. Don't not. You need that 8 power. You have to get into Infamon and kind of like you have to get into and out of Infamon pretty quickly here to get past Cole already being at whatchamacallit. Already being at 2 tokens. No, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. Oh, he's gonna go open Tokyo instead? I would do that next turn and use the special data there. I mean, you should still use one of the datas here. At least eat the basic. No, I'm sorry, I can't agree with this play. Okay, at least he's taking the special, so it's not that bad. He is setting up Catastrophe. This play specifically, I don't disagree with the going to Omnimon, eating the data, cable crushing into Catastrophe. I think that's a good play. I disagree with not doing the military network turn first. Julius on each draw is hilarious. Yeah, I would take away that gain 1, force the countdown to trigger because it gives you the other premium data, unless it's in his hand, in which case it gives you another special data, which is fine. There aren't many heroes in play, so this is why I think that he should have gone for the premium data turn first, because premium data turn, then he could have done the Tokyo Bay turn, or if Tokyo Bay got double covered, he could have gone to apartments and just played out Infamon, assuming he's drawn Infamon. We're going to see a Fate here. There's Paladin mode, so that's a guaranteed Paladin play. Going to get the -2 and then throw down Imperial Dramon at the top Fate. I think that with Imperial Dramon, he could have had an apartments turn where he ended up at like 14 power. He could have played out 2 cards and then gone to internet next turn, or gone to internet then apartments the turn after. We're gonna see another Roswell play and then throw Puck onto Roswell Manor. All right. Cole needs 11 more strength at Subaru. The Roswell plays have been working out pretty well for him because it's let him kill Subaru quickly. He is going very fast into this, and he gained power with Roswell, which means that countdown will not trigger. Trying to avoid that countdown trigger is a pretty big deal for Quantum right now. Unfortunately, this basic data will not let him shuffle anything back in, but he's going to gain 3 power and then throw down another basic. He needs to get into Infamon very quickly. Amelia is an incredible pull here for him. Reinhardt is also quite good, but I would probably be throwing Amelia at Tea Party, to be honest. Nostra is also fair. Diaboromon doesn't care much about Fate Pressure, but still, if you slow down Cole's fading just a little bit, would still be pretty strong. Well, now that I think about it more, I think covering Nostra is best here because you actually take away both of Cole's double plays, and that's going to slow him a lot more. So that's actually very fair now that I think about it. We're going to see a Witch play from Satella, which this is a great time for it because Witch will let him clash with Garfield and Amelia. Even Garfield's ability won't stop the Witch clash. Then we're going to see, I think it was Brave Resolve and War Greymon, just getting War Greymon out to double stack the top Fate, stop any shenanigans with whatever the card is called. I think this does trigger countdown. There's no power gain on this turn. Yeah, so it's going to be a countdown trigger, which is a huge get for Quantum right now. Every item, premium data or otherwise, counts at this moment because he needs to be able to get out of Infamon very quickly. And he did get the premium data. He didn't have it in hand. Now, probably go to apartments for the gain 3 and the special data. 1, 2, 3, and then you can play a card, and then you gain another 3, and it's a catastrophe, which is going to be more power gain. And then game 3, do you have Infamon in hand? Because he has the card play. Infamon would be fantastic here for moving around premiums and being able to clash Kabuterimon. He does have it. Ooh, baby, we're going to have a serious race here. That Amelia pull has put Cole in a really bad position, but he does have Witch to get out of it, so it's not actually that bad for him. He can go to Nostra on his turn. He doesn't have to worry about Inframon, like, getting use out of the premium data, because Kabuterimon is there. So probably, even though Cole would like to Fate again, we're probably going to see him go to Nostra, gain power, try and play an ally or an I Love You or who knows what into Subaru and clash Amelia to get her out of there. Because it is a serious race right now. And it kind of comes down to deck shuffles a little bit on who can go fastest here. We will see a Sekhmet play and then a clash into Amelia. This is 2-5, 5 into 11, so we need 6 more strength. I think I misread the amount here earlier. I can't remember, but this is 11 strength Subaru, and this is 5 strength of allies. So 6 more strength. 6 more strength is not hard to get when you have Sekhmet. It'll take 2 allies unless you do like... Yeah, it'll take 2 allies because you can't get Daphne out effectively. So Cole has 2 more allies to play. He's in Witch, which means he can't use his ability to get access to allies easier, but it does mean that he can kill basically any hero that is played. I think every hero will die to the Witch clash right now, except Reinhard. I think, did we see Reinhard go earlier? Reinhard was pulled with Amelia, I think. We will see the Kabuterimon clash. I'm sure that Doc is taking notes as he judges about how that mechanic works. We are going to see Cole go over to Tea Party and take a Fate. I'm thinking this is looking decently Diaboromon favored right now. It's very hard to get over this hill of 11 strength that Cole has here. He really needed to get into... He needed to draw into allies just a bit quicker, and playing Regulus here isn't going to get him any speed. If he does a lot of... He could do a lot of discarding here, actually. This is funny. So he's putting Regulus here because Regulus will have 1 strength because of Sekhmet, and then he can terrible Fate these allies into there, and Regulus will actually help with 1 strength, and his ability won't matter because it'll be in a big swooping kill on Subaru. But, yeah, if I was Cole, I would be discarding everything that isn't an ally, to be honest, because he needs to get 2 ally plays at Nostra next turn to set up the Subaru kill. We're going to see a Brave Resolve Data Overload. This is a good time for Data Overload, especially at 0 power. You just plonk him at Tokyo Bay. He might have the basic data to play. Well, actually, no, I'd probably put him in Military Network, because he's not doing anything in Military Network either, and this at least gives him a discard. Yeah, so I think Military Network would have been better there, but this still really messes him up. Surprised to see a special data go here, and that'll just be his turn. He needs 2 more allies or items out, and then with Control Orb placement, he can get out of Inframon. I didn't realize Data Overload hadn't gone yet. That's a very good get for Cole. Basically, that essentially just killed one of Diaboromon's turns because he didn't have a 0-cost card to play either. It looks like I don't think he played anything. So what Cole really needs to do here is set up allies and then discard to draw other card I'm thinking of. Terrible Truth. Or Terrible Truth here if you can he? 3, 5, 9, 10. He's short 1. He needs to draw another ally, and he needs to draw a Terrible Fate. Did I say Terrible Truth earlier? Did I mix it up with Horrible Truth for a second there? I might have. And that's going to be the end of Cole's turn. So this is a great turn for Quantum to go over to Inframon, get to move the premium data. This is the ideal Inframon turn that you want to see. Discarding a countdown with Control Orb to get some hand movement going, and then probably throwing out a Mass Clone. Yep. Doesn't really matter where this Mass Clone goes right now because he can't set up getting out of Inframon, but he now, next turn, if he plays a single ally or item, which he almost assuredly has because he has 4 Mass Clones in here, he can get out of Inframon. I think this is the time where you start covering the top fate, actually. This is probably the time where I would be covering the top fate because you just want to make sure that Cole can't get minor pressure on you speed-wise while you are getting out of Inframon, or fate pressure on you while you're getting out of Inframon, because it's possible that Cole could get him stuck in, like, Data Overload, Destined Bond Angelomons, and deletions to, like, keep him out. We're going to see a Petal Goose play, which is a free kill on Frederica, which will let Cole gain 2 and play another card, and this should be a kill on Subaru with Terrible Fate. It will give him +2 again, but honestly, I think you have to take the +2 strength again here and deal with the... Subaru will still only be 11 in Showdown because I Love You will put him down to 11, even if he gets to 13 here. It will be a terrible fate to kill Subaru. He's going to gain 2 because it's Rem. Quite unfortunate for Cole that Rem was the hero that was pulled there. It was better that it was Rem instead of it being Otto. Otto would have been the worst. So, but Rem was probably the second worst option since Amelia was already in the discard. But this is going to be a very close game. So we've basically gotten to the exact thing I said we would be at earlier. Infamon is almost into Diaboromon, and there aren't many heroes out to deal with. None of the 3-strengthers are out. Metal Garurumon isn't out. The main thing is that Metal Garurumon isn't here. Metal Garurumon, and then typically you like to have either Kabuterimon or Angemon out as well against Diaboromon in this phase. If you have them, typically what I see is like Angemon at Tokyo Bay or Military Network, which is very difficult for Infamon to take the time to go and clash. Pardon me, a tickle in my throat. But definitely Quantum right now wants to set up getting out of Infamon, and then Cole will probably try and Fate Bounce a little bit to get Destined Bonds, data overloads, to and deletions to stop that. A lot of Fates that can stop it right now. So, assuming Quantum doesn't get really lucky on like a double Brave Resolve pull or something, or like Metal Garurumon Brave Resolve, there are a couple of Fate combinations that won't stop the Infamon. And actually, he's going to set up where Data Overload cannot stop him entering Showdown here. So, Cole has to pull Destined Bond or Deletion, 4 copies out of 10. When you draw 2 cards from 10, it's pretty good odds that Cole gets a block here. Ooh, he did not get it, though. Yeah, this Fate wouldn't have stopped it even if there'd been something else. So this is going to very quickly become a very fast-paced endgame. Not delaying Infamon for at least one more turn there is very unfortunate for Cole. That might even be the game decider. And he is going to play Roswell again. This dude loves Roswell. Must be his favorite character or something. I don't even know if he's seen the show. I would cover Sanctuary here with Rem. Oh, Quantum didn't realize that he was getting a Roswell Fate. Yeah, just cover Sanctuary. So, Cole has to top deck I Love You to have a shot here. And it looks like he's discarding his entire hand to try and make that happen. If Cole can draw into I Love You quickly, he still has a shot. But not being able to delay Infamon for one more turn here, I'm going to say is pretty well in Quantum's favor. He's in a very strong position now, so he needs to lose Infamon first. Discard Infamon. Non-optional. Honestly, you kind of just go to Internet here, play a card, and punch Kabuterimon. Maybe discard a card with Control Orb to move a mass clone into War Greymon or Omnimon or something. Just get a little bit of Fate pressure on Satella. Probably cover... If you cover Nostra here, it's kind of a death knell to Satella. She won't be able to get cards out fast enough. Because with 5 power, she doesn't even want the gain 3. She wants the... Honestly, there's even a world where you double cover Sanctuary here just to stop an ally into Rem kill or a Rem move with Cowardice or Carmilla. Because really all Cole wants right now is double plays. Fating Diaboromon is not going to do much here. Like a very specifically timed Fate into like a Destined Bond or into like a Brave Resolve could be pretty useful. But trying to play the Fate game against Diaboromon is not going to do a lot for Cole here. What Cole really needs to do is just play allies fast enough and draw I Love You to kill Subaru. Which means Quantum... Covering Nostra would also be good because it stops the discard double play, but I would really double cover Sanctuary. We are going to see a countdown kill, and he's going to move it into War Greymon to set up the Vanquish kill there. He could still use his ability this turn if he really wants to. He just won't be able to make use of the basic data or anything. And it looks like he will be using his ability. Probably playing Digivolution for Armageddon, or it's going to be a Catastrophe for power. It is going to be a Catastrophe. He could do the, he could do like a Gain 2 Clash, or not Gain 2 Clash, a Gain 2 Vanquish here, use the Vanquish that's covered by Kabuterimon. Oh, he's actually going to do it for a card play. A card play in the Vanquish. I respect it. If he has another Mass Clone or a Multiplication in hand, he can easily play into killing Omnimon. And then he can use the premium data to, like, do the gain 3 and hit Angelwomon with a... He could actually have game set up here. Clash Kabuterimon. Next turn he goes here. He plays a Mass Clone with a play a card. Uses the Vanquish on Omnimon. He has a play a card. He gains 2... He uses the premium data with his ability to Catastrophe, if he has it in the deck, to Catastrophe Angelwomon, gain 3, play Armageddon, and then, man, I made an insane villain. This guy, it's insane how much Diaboromon can combo out with both his ability and Armageddon's. Of course, everything I just said is absolutely ruined if Cole just plays another hero to Military Network, or plays another hero in general. If he plays, like, Metal Garurumon or War Greymon over here. Yeah, Ram is great here, actually. Puts Rem at 4. That's really awful for Cole. And he is going to choose to take away the Fate pressure. I think this is also a fair play. There's really not a bad play here, other than maybe Ram to Roswell. Julius to Roswell would have been better if you wanted to put someone at Roswell Manor. But Ram going to Sanctuary or Nostra or Tea Party, all are good plays here. You're really spoiled for choice. I'm not sure which one would be optimal. I feel like I personally would have done the Ram to Sanctuary play. But I think Ram to Tea Party or Nostra is just as acceptable. Satella hates all of it right now. We do see that Quantum, despite remembering to clash with Kabuterimon as Infamon, has decided not to clash with Kabuterimon as Diaboromon, which really proves that he's a man after Doc's heart. There's just something about my villain that makes people forget to clash. We will see Metal Garurumon here. Metal Garurumon to Tokyo Bay is a perfectly good play. Could play War Greymon with Brave Resolve. There are plenty of places you can put Metal Garurumon here and it'd be fine. I think that, well, no, it's just Military Network or Tokyo. Internet is bad because he gets to clash while he's fading, and then clash while gaining 3 isn't great. At least make him do the basic data thing to Catastrophe Metal Garurumon. We're going to see a Carmilla play to pull Ram into Roswell. So this is very good for Cole. It lets him keep some more Fate pressure on Diaboromon potentially, and it also stacks up at Subaru, potentially even into a Typhon down the line. We're going to see Diaboromon go over to Tokyo and use his ability with basic data. Are we going to see a Cable Crusher? It's going to be a Catastrophe, actually, and he's going to shuffle the Catastrophe right back in. So probably blowing up Angelwomon here. Going to blow up Angelwomon indeed. Then he can discard a little bit and play a card if he wants. He will be playing a Mass Clone, just throwing that out there. With Control Orb and with Omnimon potentially killing a clone that could kill him, or Deletion killing it, I would probably put the Mass Clone at, like, the gain 3. Putting it at Tokyo is also fine. Oh, he's putting it at Tokyo and then moving it. Oh, he had all of the forms. That's so funny. Hey, remember to clash Metal Garurumon. Let's go! My goat, he remembered to do the thing. You're going to see Satella use her ability to reshuffle. This is actually a turn where a Fate from Satella is definitely the play, because you have it open and it's probably going to get covered when he goes to Internet next turn. Cole did get I Love You, so that is an 11 strength Subaru. He's got 6 strength here. 2 allies can get you up to 5 very easily. Gonna see a Fate. It's Destined Bond Deletion. Honestly, a bit of a tough pick. Repositioning Omnimon away from all the Mass Clones while killing a Mass Clone is pretty great, and that is what he's going to do. Honestly, I would kill the Mass Clone at the right because it's closer to Omnimon at this point. I think that's a perfectly good play. It's probably even the play I would do. The other option is to blow up this premium data with Deletion, which I don't think would be bad, but I think that Omnimon is the better choice because it moves him away from the gaggle of Mass Clones. You're going to see a little bit of discarding from Cole. Cole, now that he has I Love You on Subaru, he just needs to draw into 2 other allies really fast. If he can kill Subaru in the next 2 turns, which is totally doable, then he still has a shot. Ooh, White Whale. White Whale would be great if Ram wasn't buffing Rem. That's very unfortunate for Cole. And that will be the end of his turn. But yeah, Cole needs to get out 2 more allies and vanquish Subaru within the next 2 turns. I don't think it's possible for him to do it next turn, so he has to do it within the next 2. This is still a really strong position for Quantum. It's very unfortunate that he didn't kill Kabuterimon earlier. He's going to have to go and rectify that mistake now. Going to throw out a basic data just to get some. We could see him try and go to basic, try and use data to... Oh, he's actually going to discard Cable Crusher. Well, he doesn't really have the power to pay for it right now. There's no way he's going to get these clones over to Omnimon fast enough, though. He's going to end up moving premium data. Okay. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to use those premium datas, though, because it depends on if he has effects in his discard or not, which he really needs right now. And he can't use the premium here right now because of Kabuterimon. Missing that clash could really cost him in the long run here. We're going to see a Crush play, which is pretty strong. Honestly, I would leave those Terrible Fates. I would probably get rid of White Whale. I would just shuffle White Whale. Nah, he doesn't want a Terrible Fate on his turn. He can't kill Subaru yet. And he can't kill Subaru with White Whale played either. I would have left the Terrible Fates in his hand. They're dead cards. He could play it to give up Roswell and Carmilla into a Rem kill, which does nothing, but I think that was a bit of a misplay on Quantum's part. He remembered to clash Kabuterimon, which is great. Bit of a misplay on his part because now you potentially gave Cole cards to get Rem out of here and make use of Sanctuary. Cole is going to go to Roswell. I'm not sure that he can afford to do this right now, but he might have to because now that I think about it, if Quantum drew... No, Quantum doesn't have the power to be able to kill Imperial Dramon right now. I could just see the Omnimon replay. I'd leave him at Tokyo Bay as well. Not too shabby. What Quantum really needs to do right now is he just needs to get to 5 power. He just needs to play Armageddon. Oh, and we see a Witch play, which this is a 5-strength Witch, which means it can kill everything other than a Reinhard who is at Minerva's location. We're going to see the Digivolution play. He didn't have Armageddon until just now, it looks like. Unfortunate. That does reshuffle his deck, though, which is fantastic because this means he might be able to get into Armageddon here. So he can gain 3, and then he can potentially use the ability to play a card, but he doesn't have a lot of great options for what to play. Can't play Cable Crusher. I guess you play Multiplication for basic data here, actually, is probably the play. Multiplication for basic, a free basic data. Catastrophe. Yeah, this is right. He used Catastrophe to gain 1, and then he used the premium to gain 2 here, and then he used the gain 3 at his location to get to 6. I think Doc is making sure that that math checked out. Yeah. It looked for a second like he used Catastrophe to use this gain 2 here, which he did not do. So he's going to get Diaboromon in a showdown, and he has a Catastrophe in hand, so that's actually going to be game because of Control Orb, Premium, Basic, and Control Orb. Yep, and I do believe that was all legal. That looks like it was correct. Unfortunately, Cole, those early +2s really came back to bite him. It took him too long to get the 3rd token done. Not being able to get that 3rd token done. If he had gotten the 3rd token done, like, 2 turns faster, I think he could have had this game on lock. Potentially. It would have depended on what Satella drew and when, obviously, but he did get a pretty well-timed I love you on this, but it unfortunately I think it was during that third token where Cole just having to deal with an 11-strength Subaru is very difficult. Having to deal, I think we did the math on this once. I think it's when Subaru is above 9 strength because Satella has a lot of allies that have 3 strength. She has like Elsa. She has Elsa, Roswell, Carmilla, and Typhon are all 3. It can be quite difficult. And White Whale. White Whale is also 3. She has a lot of 3-strengthers. So anytime Subaru is higher than 9 strength, it can be pretty difficult to get the kills on him. And 9 strength also takes Subaru out of a lot of Daphne kills because Daphne plus one of those 3-strengthers is 8, which is still 1 shy. So it makes it when Subaru has more than 9 strength, it takes a lot of, you usually need like Sekhmet, or you need a well-placed Petal Goose, however you say his name. You just need that like little extra bit to get those 3-strengthers over that threshold to be able to kill him. And unfortunately, it seems like Cole just was not able to make that happen. Cole wasn't able to get the cards that he needed and get the speed that he needed to get past that 11-strength Subaru. Also didn't get I Love You on any of the loops, I think. I think Cole only got I love you. I forgot to promote these guys so that they could delete stuff. Whoopsie. That's my bad. That's my bad, everyone. My apologies. There you go. I also forgot to turn off the chat like I normally like to do because I think it just looks better without the chat on. I play this game with my friend Egg, who's in the tournament right now, and Egg doesn't have a microphone. He never speaks. He only ever types. So I keep having to... Last year's tournament arc, I think I turned off my chat in TTS, and then I just didn't turn it back on until after tournament arc was over. But I can't do that anymore because I play with Egg, and Egg types in the TTS chat while we're playing, so I need to be able to see what he says. I got a DM on Discord. I bet it was Doc asking me to be promoted. Yeah, it's Doc saying, you forgot to promote us, LOL. There you go, Doc, you're in the video now. Congratulations. I say with his name at the top right. So, Cole lost that game, which means that we're going to see Cole be player 1 again. He's going to get to ban first. Is he going to switch to... Wait, Cole is banning Isabella? No, he's not banning Isabella? Did Cole just... pick Isabella before the bans began? I think that we're gonna take the benefit of the doubt, and he didn't mean to pull that one out. Is he gonna ban Diaboromon? He is just gonna ban Griffith again. He really does not want to play against Griffith, even if it means playing against Diaboromon again. I mean, to be fair, Cole definitely could have won that Diaboromon game if his third token had gone a little bit better for him. I don't know what his hands were. I don't know if there were some misplays in there, unless I pointed them out specifically during the commentary. That could have been a deal there or not, but it could have just been Satella's deck not really working. I think maybe Cole might have been a little too trigger happy on the first and the second one, taking those tokens. Especially on the first loop, taking the token immediately when he had already pretty effectively locked down the top fate, I think. So it looks like Quantum is going to ban Barrel here, by the way. I was too busy thinking about the previous game. Quantum is going to ban Barrel, which is Cole's main, to my knowledge, which means Cole is going to get to play Isabella, and Quantum is going to play Loxis. So this is going to be quite an interesting game. I also hate Loxis' territory. I think he's better when he doesn't have one, to be honest. Oh, I think that Quantum clicked his thing before they lined up the selectors, so they were just deleting it to line that up, which I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. So Loxis versus Isabella is going to be very interesting here. Isabella is very good at making minor progress while fading, and Loxis is very good at getting out of being fate locked and then getting some fate pressure so that he can set up big swing turns with kills. That's how I kind of look at Loxis, at least with the way I play him. Quantum might play him a little differently than me. So I'm very interested to see how this goes. I would expect this to be a little Isabella favored, especially with Isabella going first, because like I said, Isabella can really get fate pressure going at any point of the game. And Loxis really likes it when he can sort of lock down his opponent's fate pressure at certain times, where he can then take big swing turns at Cardia Cathedral. That's kind of what Loxis goes for a lot of the time. And we're going to see Cole immediately showing that Isabella can make incremental progress, like right out the gate. He's going to schedule a card for 5 turns in the future, which may or may not come in handy. Discard his entire hand because he just needs to like dig for Demon List and Grandmother Sarah and Crone, potentially, stuff like that. And then just immediately get a fate off and throw Gray into the top fate. We're going to see one of the best things for Loxis going second is when he has Lightning Dragon Roar in hand, actually. It's neat to see that so that I can point it out. But because he starts with 1, if it's not a 4 strength or a Natsu on this top fate, then Loxis can still just uncover it at the cost of playing Lightning Dragon and then discard and get some fate pressure. We're going to see him pull Ray, which is very good to immediately get a 5-strengther. This is the worst time for Isabella to get hit with a 5-strengther, other than when she's trying to pull one with Demon List, because this means that Cole needs to draw Harvest or True Colors or Crone to get Ray out of here. We're going to see another Fate, going to get Mystigan on top of Guildhall to try and block that off, stimmy that fate pressure. I think the best way for Loxis to win this is he does want to put up some fate pressure or some kill pressure on Guildhall so that Cole keeps being forced to cover it. But the best thing for Loxis, if he can just like get some gloatings or biding times into his allies quickly, Isabella during her setup phase is probably when she's weakest. It's weird to say because in her setup phase, she gets to fade a lot. It's her mid to late game is when she fades a little bit less. Actually, sorry, something in my throat. Because it's when she's playing Demon List and getting the kids with Demon List and doing stuff and whatnot. But if Quantum can just really get his Ecritures out early and start punching some people before Isabella can get her setup done and really get her motion going, then he could get an early lead that might be a little difficult for Isabella to pull back. And we're going to see Cole take a turn over at the gate here, scheduling cards for super far into the future. And there's True Colors. So Cole did draw into it pretty quickly, which is very good for Cole because now Cole can open the small forest and take 2 back-to-back like guaranteed fate turns, and he's not even going to be super punished for it. We could see no hero, so it doesn't matter. I was going to say we could see a hero. Honestly, actually, what I do is I would prison break Ray. Yeah, to the gate works. I was also thinking maybe prison breaking him to Gracefield House, to be honest, to force Cole to go take a turn there. But the prison break there is pretty great, but it does also mean that Isabella can now get back to fading and then just deal with Ray later, because Isabella doesn't really need this top activate right now. This covering this top activate for Isabella is good later. By the way, I didn't even point out that Quantum got out Thought Projection, very important card you want to play as soon as you can as Loxis. He also puts it at Streets, which is where I normally put it because I like to be able to move it into the outskirts kills or into Guildhall protection. And he threw out Freed. Some of you may be thinking, why would you play Freed? You don't have Dark Ecritures yet. If you have Freed and you don't have Ecritures, I think it's good to go ahead and throw them out. You could potentially use them for a Vanquish in a good position that might be worth something. And also, you will get plenty of Freed triggers when the Ecritures is out later when you play Evergreen, Bixlow, Thunder Legion, and what have you, or replay him with Thought Projection. I normally put Freed at Cardia too, but I'm a little surprised that he didn't set up just getting rid of Mystigan into the Thought Projection later, but fair enough. We're going to see Cole get Levy and cover up that double play. Wants to stop Loxis from boosting out more cards while also doing a lot of discarding. And did he schedule this card? I don't think he scheduled this card. I think it was just a lot of discarding, really. We're going to see Quantum throw out Lightning Body to get the free Levy Clash, which is very nice. Well, not free. He had to pay Lightning Body and then not use his top actions. Unfortunately, he can't Lightning Body into Mystigan, so he can't go to Guildhall, but if either of these locations get covered, he can go into them and still get their actions. Cole is going to go to Grassy Field and get our Grandmother Sarah. These players are playing fast, and also I've been playing a lot of Loxis recently, so I like to really analyze Loxis play. So I'm talking a lot of Loxis game. And also, I'm also talking a lot of Loxis because there's not a lot going on for Isabella right now. Isabella's early game is just to move between fates, discard, play setup cards. Getting another 5-strengther is pretty darn good for Quantum, and this is the ideal time to get it as well because he gets to blow up one of these cards, probably the one that's about to immediately be played. So yeah, I'd probably just put Norman at the small forest and blow up this this card right here, whatever it is, because it's the one that's about to be played. Bedtime, which would have done nothing. Cole just scheduled that card for 5 turns because that's the maximum amount you can, I believe. Yeah, he scheduled Bedtime for the maximum amount where it would have triggered on a nighttime turn in case he happened to get a hero there or a former hero otherwise, and it just didn't work out that way. And we see the Dark Ecritures played by Quantum now. This is why I think it might have been better to put Freed at the Guildhall. He could have had a Cardia turn, kill Freed, and then he'd have enough power with the Gain 2 to replay Freed with Thought Projection. We are going to see Cole go over to the gate, gain some power, wants to get really cheap on these schedules. I think he scheduled a card as well, and he got to harvest Norman out of here to open back up that top fate. We're going to see Quantum go over to the streets, discards Lightning Body with its ability immediately, which means he does get the extra play card and the discard here, because that's how Lightning Body works. You discard it when you move to a hero, and then you get to take those covered actions. He's going to play Evergreen into weakening Mystigan. He's actually going to pull with Freed first. This is the smart thing to do. You almost always want to pull with Freed first because then you decide who you put the -1 on. And he is still going to put it on Mystigan. Are we going to see potentially a Lightning Dragon Roar? I think he still has one play card. No, he's just going to discard. And he's going to play Gloating. Yeah, okay, fair. Doesn't really need Thunder Legion. I think he's debating keeping it. I was about to say I wouldn't mind keeping Thunder Legion here because you have some really big kills and whatnot you can do. However, you don't have Bixlow yet. So, and I don't think you don't have any Soul Dolls in play, so getting rid of the Thunder Legion, especially with Gloating for the big draw to get more important cards, you want Thunder Legion near the end of the game. You don't want to be Thunder Legioning in this position because it just gives more heroes get hit by We Are Fairy Tail and whatnot. You want a Thunder Legion later when Bixlow is out and when you Thunder Legion people into immediate kills. We're going to see Cole go over here and play whatever cards were scheduled. One of them was Bell. I didn't see what in Premium Farm. I think it was Premium Farm and Bell. Or he just played Bell from hand, one or the other. Cole takes his turn so fast. I can't be off of his marker for like even a second, bro. We are going to see him get happy here, which is a very good fate for him, and putting on Mystigan, so Evergreen can't kill Mystigan now, which is pretty good for Cole. Getting Bell out is also good. We have not seen Demon List yet, which is holding Cole back speed-wise. Quantum is going to get to draw 6 cards and then discard 6 cards because of gloating. Premium Farm is quite likely to go off against Loxis. All it takes is Levy or Gray being in play or a Stone Gaze being used, because Stone Gaze is -4 strength, so it basically guarantees putting a hero under at 2 or under strength. I think it does guarantee it, actually, because if it's -4, Natsu is 5. Even a Natsu with a Happy is 6 strength, or Gajeel with Natsu and Happy out is 6 strength. That'll still put him down to 2. So basically guaranteed, and Loxis loves killing heroes. We're going to see Quantum go over to Outskirts after choosing his hand, and he is going to Stone Gaze Mystigan. We will definitely be seeing Mystigan die to and triggering Premium Farm before too much longer. They're going to see a Fate. Pulled the other 5 strength. They're very lucky pulls for Quantum. It looks like he is going to choose to play Gilda, though, for some reason, which is, he's doing it to move Grandmother Sarah into a awful position. I feel like I probably still would have played Emma just for the sake of having Emma on the board, but also Emma this early is going to die the same way Gilda would, because all of Isabella's kill cards, other than like Bedtime and Declashing, kill no matter what the strength value is. We're going to see a daily report here, which is going to use Ray to gain 3, and actually got the daily report for free because of Grandmother Sarah, which is very funny. And then we're going to see Cole go over here. I was about to say we're probably going to see a Demon List activate to, I think it's going to be Phil or Dawn, and it is going to be Phil. Does he have a Bedtime to put Phil straight to 0 here? 2 costs, so it's not. Oh, a Harvest to just kill Gilda. Fair enough. Open back up that, and then you can use the small force move to put Grandmother Sarah back into position. So Cole's game has pretty much officially begun. He's done setting up now. He has Bell out. He has Demon List out. He's got Phil to work on. If he pulls another hero, I think Dawn is the only hero left in here, so if he pulls another hero right now, it's guaranteed to be Dawn, which he doesn't really want. He wants to get Norman or Emma. We're going to see a Lightning Dragon Roar to get rid of Mystigan here, actually, which is going to get the +2 from Premium Farm. I don't hate the play. I don't love it because it's not making use of a whatchamacallit, a Stone Gaze, but still good enough. And then we're going to see a lot of discarding. Definitely a big difference between how Quantum and I play this villain is that I like to have Thunder. Oh, it's going to discard Phil. Yeah, you could also, like, move Ray into What's-Her-Face to put Bell away, or even just put Ray at the small force because you know that Isabella wants to go there. Mom is an enemy actually doesn't do a lot here because Dawn is a guaranteed pull, I believe, on Demon List. So if you just get rid of Phil, then it basically just means... Basically, getting rid of Phil just tells Cole that he has to take another activate action to get Dawn instead. And it looks like he's going to do the Prison Break into Ray play and then use Bell, or put Bell with Ray's ability back into Isabella's deck. So that's going to require another... Oh no, in the end he's going to decide it's not worth it and just put him at the top Fate to try and stimmy that Fate pressure. Stimmy? Am I using that word right? I think I am. Quantum is really thinking about this play. I think Bell is definitely a fair play here because if it shuffles to the bottom here, then Cole is in an awful position because now he doesn't get to make use of it and his discard is full, so there are a lot of cards. He's like spoiled for choice on what card to get. He basically would have to like draw it right off the top here to be able to make good use of it because he's going to hit a reshuffle in the next 2, maybe 3 turns no matter what. So not having opportunity to do some Bell shenanigans is quite unfortunate for him. We're going to see him schedule a card because he's going to get the free Grandmother Sarah. He's actually going to put Grandmother Sarah back in a position, and he's actually not going to schedule because of it even, which I think is very fair. You much prefer to have Grandmother Sarah at the gate. He's going to get his Radar out, which is probably the second most important item, I think. Is Radar more important than Bell? I'm not actually sure. Demon List is the most important because you can't play the game without it. Pulling Natsu here is pretty great. That's going to lock down that top Fate for a little bit, which gives Cole a little bit more room to breathe. It also puts Gajeel up to 5, so these locations are basically locked down. Quantum essentially needs to get a Stone Gaze onto Natsu to fix this problem, more or less. And he is going to be going to the streets to gain 3. Interesting. Oh, he's going to get Bixlow out. I'm surprised that he's going to the streets to do this instead of, like, playing... How close is he to a reshuffle? Oh, he's about to reshuffle, so he needs to reshuffle first before he, like, lets his allies go into Thought Projection and whatnot. That's fair. Going to see a Soul Doll pull with Bixlow, and then also Mira Jane pulled with Freed. He is at max resolve right now, so Cole does not want to be fading. Although I don't... Do we see Fairy Law? I think we might have seen Fairy Law pulled early. If this is Fairy Law, a Fairy Law wouldn't be bad here. Cole is going to go over to the gate, and it looks like Cole is going to activate... did he flip his thing? His thing might need to be flipped. He did draw right back into Bell, so he is going to get 1 pull with Bell. I think Cole is trying to remember right now if he's on day or night. I think he's on night. I'm awful at following Isabella's tile flip. I hate doing it. I'm so bad at remembering it. It's 100% a me problem. He's going to activate back Bedtime and then play Bedtime to get Phil to 0 and Ray down to 2 here, which is very good for him. Now he just needs to get Phil all the way over to the gate ASAP. Unfortunately, he is going to reshuffle here, so it's going to be he's going to be at the whims of his reshuffle for getting cards that he wants. There's that Stone Gaze Quantum is going to get, and he's going to put out a little bit of Fate Pressure, try and get Phil in a better position. He pulled Dawn, which isn't bad. Cole has a lot of power right now, so putting a dent in that at all would be quite nice. He could also move Ray into the gate and take away Bell or Radar, which would be pretty annoying for Cole, because Cole just reshuffled, which means unless he gets lucky, he's going to be without those cards. The thing is Cole doesn't really care about Bell right now, but he does care about Radar probably a good bit, so I could see the Prison Break Ray into getting rid of Radar, to be honest. I really could see it. I think Dawn to the top Fate just to, again, mess with Fate Pressure and get power loss going, because Dawn is not only a loss of 2 power, which Isabella has a good cushion right now, but Dawn is also, if he gets any more moves or anything with Dawn later with Prison Break or whatnot, it takes away more power if Cole doesn't deal with Dawn immediately. But Isabella seems like she has a lot of power now, and she does. She does have a lot of power, but she can run out of that power very quickly. She can run out of it very fast if she isn't careful. She can spend a lot of power and a lot of cards. We're going to see, and it's time to go to move Phil. I'm surprised that this turn is happening at Gracefield House instead of Small Forest to get Phil all the way over. Oh, okay, it's because we're activating to try and yank a 5-strengther here. Got Gilda, unfortunately. Really wanted to see Emma, most of all, would have been ideal, but Norman also would have been very good. Emma or Norman would have been great there. I'm curious how Cole plays this. There are 2 options when this happens. You go for 3 3-strengthers, which are easier to get to 0 and put into the pile, but requires you doing 3 of them instead of 1 3 and 1 5. Or you go for the 5-strengther. You, like, pull again anyway. Cole definitely doesn't want to try and activate Demon List again right now because it'll cost 4 power. He'll want to at least get Phil into the pile before doing that. I am a little surprised at not going to Small Forest on this turn, though. Small Forest, with its time to go, would have gotten Phil all the way over, and you could have done a Fate to mess up Cardia, because this is a pretty decent Cardia turn for Quantum. He really wants to take the Cardia turn here. Thunder Legion, interesting. I was expecting the Bixlow kill into moving Thought Projection, because Bixlow could kill Lucy and Loki here. Because doing Thunder Legion here, you're not getting a Soul Doll proc. Whereas if you did the Bixlow kill first, and then replayed Bixlow, you could have triggered Evergreen before Bixlow, gotten the Soul Doll with Natsu, and then you would have replayed Bixlow into another Soul Doll play. And then you could have Thunder Legioned or Lightning Dragon Roared. I think he's still going to get the double Soul Doll here. But I would have done it because I would have done the Bixlow thing first before the play, mainly because it would lead to you would draw with Soul Doll, and you might draw a card that changes how you do your turn. You might end up doing like a Lightning Dragon. Getting Happy off the top here is actually huge, by the way, for Quantum. That is very, very lucky. Happy and Natsu are both gone, so it is quite difficult now for Quantum to, or for Cole actually to contest Guildhall, and Gajeel is very killable now. We're going to see Cole go over and get Phil into position and then harvest. and then harvest. See, this is why I think I would have done these turns in opposite orders, because if you had done this turn last turn, and then you harvested Gracefield this turn, you would have saved 2 power, because you would have harvested Phil and then Demon List. I guess there's the possibility that Phil could have been messed with in some way, but I don't know. I don't play Isabella. Cole plays more Isabella than me. He might be right to take the turn in that order, and I am just off because I don't play a lot of Isabella. But as you can see, Isabella has gone from 7 power down to 2 very quickly, and Dawn wasn't even played. So Isabella chunks through her power fast. Chunks through her power very fast. So she can run out of it very quickly. And it's because she likes to go to these 2 middle locations. She likes to do hand cycling with discarding. She likes to fate the opponent, as every villain does. So, we're going to see a gain 3 and then just a Stone Gaze on Levy, which I think is totally fair. Now, this is a turn where Cole will definitely want to go to Grassy Field and try and cover Cardia, I think. Because this is, once again, a very, very strong Cardia turn for Quantum. He can have a very strong turn at Cardia here, really make some progress. How many? 1, 2. This is worth 2, so that's 4, 5, 6. Quantum needs to play 2 more heroes onto himself to be able to get from 8 to 0. So, actually, Cole doesn't even want to play a hero here. Cole would really be hoping for Fairy Law, or We Are Fairy Tale to, like, move Mira Jane into Cardia. Moving Mira Jane into Cardia would be super strong. And we're actually going to see Cole just schedule 2 cards to try and get the Grandmother Sarah price reduction. Fire is a worthless card, so your mom is an enemy here. I understand making it where Ray isn't quite so weak so that he doesn't get to a clash point, because he was 1 strength off of being clashed. But honestly, I would have probably just gotten rid of Gilda here. Well, no, I think he's right to not get rid of Gilda, because then it's just free to replace Gilda. Demon List is such a weird card in the way that it works. Yeah, because discarding Gilda here would actually probably help Cole a little bit, because Cole wants to activate for Norman or Emma. Cole really wants to activate and get Norman or Emma. I think that's what Cole is going to spend 2 power to do right here. Is it day or night? I think it might be day. I sure hope Doc has been paying attention to the thing, because I haven't been. It must be night, because it looks like a harvest was planned to go here. So, gonna harvest. Are we gonna spend 2 to... I think is it guaranteed Emma or Norman? Or is Dawn still in there? I don't remember. Did get Norman. Would have preferred Emma, of course, but Norman is good. Do we have a bedtime to immediately chunk them both down? That is the real question. The fact that bedtime isn't being instantly played leads me to believe that no, there is not one. Feels like kind of a no-brainer play if it was there. Family dinner. Okay, so I don't know if there's a mom as an enemy still in the Fate deck or not, but immediately getting Norman down a little bit. This also puts Norman at where bedtime puts him at 0, which is good, but making sure that Norman can't be hit by mom as an enemy is pretty strong here. Oh, I didn't notice the gloating. So we're going to have another good gloating turn. Gloating is such an insane card. It is an insanely strong card, like incredibly so. I'm debating if he wants to keep Battle Invite, because I think he still needs to. I don't think you need Battle Invite here. You only need 2 more heroes, and you're going to be doing a lot of Thought Projection still. I think that Quantum still has probably at minimum 2 more Thought Projection pulls, and or Thought Projection plays, which will trigger Freed, and then that's not even accounting for a potential Thunder Legion triggering. And Happy and Natsu are both in the discard. So keeping in mind, like, Thunder Legion probably getting played at least once, as well as Thought Projection probably being triggered 2 more times. Interested to see the loss of Lightning Dragon Roar when Gajeel and Urza are both set up to die to it. I would be keeping, I'd be keeping every Lightning Dragon Roar I could to blow up heroes just 1 turn faster. Thunder Legion? Thunder Legion to get rid of Levy. Honestly, I'm not sure I agree with this play. He had a very strong turn, especially with the Stone Gaze out. He had a very strong turn to get another kill with Bixlow and then Thought Projection him back in at Gajeel so that he could punch Gajeel later. And then get the kill on Urza, and then Evergreen could have blown up Levy. Evergreen could have weakened one of these 4-strengthers down to 1 to be killed by Lightning Dragon Roar. Any number of things he could have potentially done. I'm not sure I agree with that play. I don't think it's a bad play, but I don't think that fading Isabella... Well, this is a good chance at Emma. I don't disagree with wanting to fate Fate here, but I think that the objective push at Cardia probably would have been a lot stronger. So here you just put Emma into Norman for sure. It sucks to have them all lined up at the same spot, but the next turn is day, not night, which means bedtime won't do anything, and you really just want Norman to be as healthy as possible because Norman is Cole's win condition right now. I don't think that was a bad turn that Quantum took. I'm just not sure it's the turn I would have taken. I think I would have done a lot of like forcing pressure here. Also, getting Levy out of the way for Dark Aperture is pretty good too. But now that the one resolve is gone, there's literally nothing stopping Cole from fading. Decisions. Quantum could still have a... I mean, Quantum does still have a really good Cardia turn here, especially if he has a Stone Gaze in hand. Stone Gaze would go very hard. Is going to get Gray. Probably put Gray at Cardia. No. I think you put Gray at Cardia, probably. Leaving the Cardia open so that Quantum has more choice of how he's going to take that Cardia turn, I do not think is great. I think we'll probably see a move to Cardia, Stone Gaze potentially on Gray, kill with Bixlow, and then some replaying, blowing up Gray. Does he need one more hero? I think he might need one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. He does need one more hero. Quantum needs one more. We are about to... Ooh, we're going to see a True Colors play here. Cole wants to move to Emma and just get Emma off the board, which I think is very fair. We are going to see the Bixlow kill. It is going to trigger Soul Doll. He's really hoping, if he doesn't already have a Stone Gaze in hand, he's really hoping for the Soul Doll to draw a Stone Gaze, because I think Stone Gaze is the strongest thing for him here. If he doesn't have Stone Gaze, Lightning Dragon Roar would also be very good, because using Evergreen's ability into weakening one of these guys down to 1 and then Lightning Dragon Roaring them would also be very nice. Mirror Jane especially, since she can't be vanquished. There's the Stone Gaze, and it is going to go on Mira. I don't think it would be bad on Mira here. Mira, it's probably Mira or Gray. Mirror Jane or Gray is the play here. I think I would probably do Mira, the more I think about it, because what Quantum really wants to do right now is he wants to go fast. Ooh, and this was a guaranteed Juvia here, I think. I don't know if it was guaranteed, but very likely, and that's, you love to have Juvia into Stone Gaze. That's very strong for Loxis. That'll give him a little more power gain and all. He could Ecriture Mirror Jane away. You don't really want to use the Ecriture on Mirror Jane there. You want to kill Mirror Jane and then Ecriture Mystigan or Lucy and Loki. But I think that racing Cole right now is the thing to do. Going faster than Cole is going to be the name of the game. There's the bedtime, so it's going to be a huge strength loss. Emma's going to go down to 2. Guild is going to be at 0, and Norman's going to be at 2 as well. All right, oh, was that 2 bedtimes? I didn't see the second one. It must have been 2 bedtimes. And then the activate on radar to move over Norman. And Vita is out, I just realized. Very spooky. This is actually game on board. Wow, Isabella is such an insane character. This is wild. If he does the radar move and then he has its time to go, he can go to Gracefield. Oh, no, wait, no, but he doesn't have the power for Vita, so it's not game on board quite yet. It's very close, but it's not quite game on board. Can have game on board next turn for sure. Lightning Dragon into Gray. Indeed it will be. Open that up. And then just discard the whole hand. Quantum has another great Cardia turn. He can go to Cardia on his next turn, kill Gagio with Bixlow, move Bixlow into the giant death pile, and then blow up Mirror Jane with the Stone Gaze. We're going to see Connie. Honestly, Connie and then Grassy. Oh, no, no, you can't do that. That sets up Showdown potentially. If Cole can go to the gate, you don't want to let Cole go to the gate. If Cole can go to the gate, gain 3, he'll be at 4, play It's Time to Go, activate Vita, and get Norman in. You really don't want to let Cole get into Showdown here. I would probably still play Connie just because it's a body, and I would put Connie at the Small Forest. Just to block off that top Fate play. I think that's the best you can do with this Fate. Or was Quantum choosing? Oh, he's taking back his discard. He's going to keep Thunder or a Dragon Force instead. Nah, he decided against it. I don't think that Dragon Force was one of the cards that was in his hand. It's very tempting to dump Isabella into a Fate Lock unless Isabella gives up Sister Crone here, but I don't think you can risk letting Isabella get Norman into Showdown, especially when Emma is base clashable. But Quantum does really want to have an uninterrupted Cardia turn. He has a very strong uninterrupted Cardia turn. Does he actually... 1, 2, 3, 5? He hasn't... Oh, wait a minute. If he does it, does he have guaranteed game? He might have game? His Cardia turn? Can he win on his Cardia turn? No, I don't think he can, because he can't Ecriture... He can't Ecriture here because it would kill Mira. He wants to get his Cardia turn and then get into Showdown the following turn using Ecriture. He is going to do it. We're going to see if Cole has Showdown on hand or not. If Cole has Showdown, I don't think that Cole can really afford not to go get into Showdown this turn. Because I don't think, unless I'm missing a line, I don't know Quantum's hand. Unless I'm missing a line, I don't think that Quantum can win this turn. Well, Quantum actually can play Thunder Palace. Thunder Palace let him get into Showdown somehow? We are going to see the Crone kill instead of getting into Showdown if Cole even had... Cole had to have its time to go to be able to get into Showdown this turn. See the Fate. I don't know what that last one is. It might be We Are Fairy Tale. It is We Are Fairy Tale. Gets Levy, which stops Ecriture, which is very strong. Quantum probably wouldn't even want to Ecriture this turn specifically. No, don't ever put Levy at the bottom Fate. That would just be... That would be asinine. Cardio, or at least the top Fate, but I think Cardia is the play. Take away that play a card there. Force him to do the freed kill if he really wants it. We could see him go to Cardia, get the Levy kill, like Thought Projection, and then play, whatever it is I'm thinking of. Play, Thunder Palace. I don't think it gets him into Showdown, but it gets him really close. The problem is that I think Cole wins on his turn. Especially if Premium Farm triggers. It really just depends on if Cole drew It's Time to Go or not. If Cole has It's Time to Go, then he essentially has game on board. He probably has some way to kill Emma. I'm not sure. I think with Emma over here, Cole, and with this little power, I think Cole might have one more turn to wait. I think Cole needs 2 turns to win. Honestly, I would probably, because Cole has to go to the gate to get into Showdown, I would probably take the Cardia turn here and just take the risk that Cole can't win. If Cole gets into Showdown, then hopefully you have the means, some way or another, to get into Showdown yourself. And I think that should... If you have Thunder Palace, I think that's very possible. But it requires Thunder Palace. I don't know if Quantum has Thunder Palace or not. Go to Cardia, use the Vanquish, play Thunder Palace. Thought Projection to play Freed. Use... then it, like, Stone Gazes Mira Jane. Kill Lucy and Loki with Freed. And then have the Thunder Palace for Bixlow to kill Gajiel next turn. And then maybe, like, play... Dragon Force or something into a Mystigan kill, something like that. We are going to see the freed kill. He is going to take the Cardia turn and try and just go for game himself. He's a 9 power. Thought Projection, Thunder Palace. What are we going to see here? Thinking very hard about this. Ooh, 3 power. It would be Thunder. It is Thunder Palace. Now the thing, oh no, I don't know about killing Gajiel with Bixlow actually. I would replay Freed first and get another freed kill, to be honest, instead of losing Bixlow here. I think that's some bad ordering. That's gonna blow up Mira Jane. Oh, well, no, this does... Actually, no, this does still set up games, so this does still work. I think it might have been a little bit safer to keep Bixlow for the Gajiel kill. Well, no, because then you can pull Natsu with Gajiel. No, I'm going back on it. I think Quantum probably has the better of it. They might be equal plays. That did trigger Premium Farm. They might both work, to be honest. They might both be acceptable. Cole, like, has to pull Happy or Natsu here. Because with Thunder Palace and 1 power, Quantum has game on board. Yeah, the more I think of it, I think that I think Quantum did make the better Loxis play there. I don't think the other play I was saying would have been bad by any means, but I think Quantum has the better play. Actually, I think he had to do it this way because now that I think about it, I think he would have been short in Ecriture. He wouldn't have been able to Ecriture Lucy and Loki or Mystigan like he plans to, right? Yeah, I think so. I don't think I realized, did I realize that? No, I knew that he needed enough resolve to blow up here to get to 0. Yeah, I think Quantum made the right play. I've been commentating too many Annabelle games, dude. I have to commentate another one in about 40 minutes. And I might have to commentate one more game between these two before I get to it. It's very rough for Cole right now. He is just not finding the opportunity to get Norman to the gate. There's the it's time to go. So now that Norman is at the gate, it's possible that Cole he doesn't even need to go to the gate to get the whatchamacallit. He can just go to, he can do a daily report to do the activate. Well, no, he needs one more power if he wants to daily report Vita, actually. Quantum has done quite well on the Isabella fates in this game, I gotta say. It's very hard to know how to fate Isabella well, and I think he's done a good job of it. Gonna see a fate here, and did get Natsu and Happy. Both very unfortunate. You play Natsu here. Natsu, and then you probably just cover Guildhall because Evergreen can't uncover it. See, this is why I was thinking the other play earlier of keeping Bixlow around. Because now you can't, you don't have, like, Bixlow at Magnolia to potentially move Evergreen into Bixlow and Evergreen being able to punch Gajiel or a Stone Gaze shenanigans. So you don't have an easy way to kill Natsu or whatever. If it had been not Natsu, if it had been any other hero, which would have been much better for Quantum, then a weaker hero being put at Magnolia could have been annoying. Interesting that he's not triggering the Dark Ecriture here. He must not have... Is he going to lose Thunder Palace? I would probably still trigger the Ecriture and use Thunder Palace to kill Freed and then just go for a battle invite. Like, yeah, he's got biding time, so I would have bided time into a battle invite and tried to rush it, potentially. Although, to be fair, he's up against Isabella, who can just go between her fate spots infinitely, more or less. So, because as we can see, Cole has just been going between his fate spots pretty much, and has still made very short incremental progress. So Dawn to the top fate here is really good. Actually, Dawn to the gate is really good because it covers the gain power activate. Yeah, that's even better, actually. Definitely there. If Cole has daily reports, Cole can still go to the gate and get into Showdown here. And I don't think... No, with this board state and all, I don't think there's any way for Quantum to get the kill. I think that this is swung heavily in Cole's favor purely because Cole pulled Natsu. Even if Cole had pulled Happy, it would have been a better position for Quantum. Natsu was definitely the worst fate to get hit with here. We're gonna see we are gonna see the daily report into the into Showdown. I think that's gonna be all that Cole can do here, really, because Cole is out of power. Could have a premium farm. Maybe. Oh, can schedule a card that will be free because of Grandmother Sarah. That also works. Cole just needs to get to True Colors now. Or do some Harvest shenanigans. So this is a very bad spot for Quantum. I think we're probably going to be seeing a Game 3 here, but it would be a really cool comeback if Quantum manages it. It's very unfortunate for him. If it had been any hero other than Natsu, I think that he could still potentially get out of this, but that's the danger of Isabella, is that Isabella can just decide to fate nonstop no matter what part of the game she's in. So the fate pressure that has been put on Cole at this in-game, or not Cole, on Quantum at this in-game, just really, really made it difficult for him. Even if it wasn't Natsu, even if it was another hero, it would probably delay him at least a turn. But, it's a rough spot. Throwing down a Soul Doll and then doing the Freed kill on... Yeah, I'd probably kill Mist again. Moving that down. Gain 1 draw. Not going to be able to play a, Not going to be able to play a, whatchamacallit, though, which is not great. Honestly, I probably would have not gotten the one from the Soul Doll, because didn't he Biding Time I thought he Biding Time to Stone Gaze into his hand. I probably would have Stone Gazed... Probably Natsu to open up Guildhall and just to get him out of here. It's very unlikely that a reshuffle happens before this game is over, so... He's got enough on board again. He can kill Juvia with Dark Ekriture. Oh, and then he -1s he -1s with Evergreen. Playing out Carrying Mother for free. Cole just needs to draw into some of his kill cards. Crone, True Colors. True Colors is the main one. Problem with True Colors is that both of the heroes are at the non-Fate locations, which means that taking the time to kill them with True Colors could give Quantum the opportunity to snipe out this game. Gonna move to the small forest and just discard everything because none of it is what Cole wants. Not thinking twice about it. Honestly, I know it's a little risky because it's not the top Fate and all, so you won't get to Fate back-to-back, but I would probably go to Grassy Field here just to discard while gaining a power. Because Cole really needs just a smidge more power. Each location has 2 or more characters. Choose a hero, and okay, yeah. I had to remind myself what that card does. Scheduling a card for 3 turns from now. Harvest, maybe? Odd number of turns, so it would be on night when it resolves. Trying to set up a Harvest for when... Cole's trying to set up a Harvest for when he has a little more power to actually be able to play it, maybe? Making it 5 turns, actually. I'm not sure this game is going to last 5 more turns unless Loxis has a really rough time. Actually, Lightning Dragon Roar gets Quantum into Showdown. He could still win in like 2 turns. Oh, that's not the amount of cards you should have in your hand. I think Cole is redoing his entire turn to choose to go to Grassy Field instead. Is that Daily Report? He had Daily Report in hand? I hope that's the card he had in hand. Grassy Field, Daily Report, gain 3 at the gate is probably what I would do. Because you just need enough power to be able to do some nonsense into like Crone and Harvest and what have you. We're going to see the Fate going to get Fairy Law, which is terrible. That's going to stop Quantum from hitting Showdown again. Oh, the Isabella Fate pressure. Yeah, he's kind of forced to go to Magnolia here. He gets a Stone Gaze out, which is nice, but he needs the power, especially if he already has. Yeah, he's got the form in hand. So immediately Dragon Force Fairy Law away. He has to get rid of Fairy Law instantly. Don't know what's in his hand, but it's probably good to discard it. He has game on board, right? Yeah, with Thought Projection. No, because he can't do the Freed move. He has to move Freed into killing one of these. Or no, does he have Bixlow down there? I think he has Bixlow and discard still. I think he has game on board. So Cole has to go to the small forest here. If Cole realizes. What a nail biter this game has become. We are going to see a Fate from Isabella. Gets a hero. Yeah, put Urza away from all allies, I think is the play here for sure. So that's going to keep Quantum in Showdown or out of Showdown for at least one more turn. Really wants like a Thunder Legion to move Freed into Urza to be able to kill her. I don't know about that. No, actually, if you put Urza at Cardia, I think Quantum, depending on his hand, could have game if he has Lightning Dragon Roar. I think Urza and Magnolia is the only safe spot to guarantee one more turn. Because if she was at Cardia, then he could vanquish her with Freed, and then do the Dark Ecriture to kill Juvia, and then Lightning Dragon Roar Lucy and Loki, and then move Thought Projection to play Bixlow or Freed and have Evergreen blow up Natsu. Loxis has so many lines, it's so hard to keep up with all the stuff he can do. Yeah, that was the right place to put Urza, I'm pretty sure. Quantum is going to go over here, not going to use the Ecriture again. I'm surprised that he wouldn't go ahead and use the Ecriture with, whatever it is I'm thinking of. Maybe, is Levy already in the discard? Levy might already be in the discard. Stone Gaze doesn't do much here, unfortunately. Mom is an enemy in Prison Break. Yeah, just take the 2 off Emma, so Emma is no longer clashable. That's fair. Honestly, I might have moved Dawn into, like, Grassy Field. Take away the 2 power and take away the power gain at Grassy Field. That could have been pretty insane. Would have been pretty difficult for Cole. Well, no, because... No, you can't do that, actually, unless you know Crone is in the discard. No, even with Crone... No, you can't do that, actually. You can't give the Gate Activate back because of Bell, because Bell is a card. Like, Bell, Crone back in, and then play Crone into an It's Time to Go. It would, like, win the game. You can't do that, actually. Oh, we're actually seeing Cole go and activate for True Colors at Gracefield. Does Loxis have game on board? It's possible. I'm not sure how he kills Urza in this scenario. How he kills Urza and Lucy and Loki. Oh, because Stone Gaze is on him. Yeah, go to Cardia, Thunder Legion, Freed over to Urza. He's not going to be able to replay into the Natsu Stone Gaze kill, though. But he can set up game, and I'm not sure that Cole can win on his turn. I think now, if you're ever going to take the time to go to Cardia to set up game, now's the time to do it. That also is, of course, depending if he has a Thunder Legion in his hand. He has to be able to kill Urza somehow. Is going to go to Cardia, not using the Ecriture. Not using the Ecriture. Throwing down a Soul Doll. Ooh, Evergreen kill on Natsu? Okay. If Natsu gets reshuffled on the top deck, it's Giga over. Soul Doll and gain 1. Evergreen is gone because Natsu had 1 strength. Thought Projection, Evergreen back. That'll blow up Juvia. Yeah, I think you should have done the Dark Ecriture turn here. Oh, gonna put the -1 on Urza. Okay. Setting up a Roar or some such. Alright. And then we're back over to Cole. Is this game on board? Ecriture into Roar Urza? That doesn't do it. Thunder Legion, I don't think, does it. I don't think that Quantum is in a position to get 3 kills even with Stone Gaze, not without being able to go to Cardia. If he could go to Cardia, he definitely could do it. He could end it. But not being able to go to Cardia and Outskirts being covered, I'm not sure that he can. Is there some way, we're going to see over at Grassy and discard, is there some way that he could uncover with Dark Ecriture and then like a kill to uncover Outskirts and then do a move kill somehow? No, because Urza's not the one with the thing. If he has double Lightning Dragon Roar, he could do it. Gonna see a Fate, and then it's gonna be Fairy Law. So Quantum is gonna go to Guildhall and hopefully play a form. If he doesn't have a form, he's got a discard for it. Fairy Law off the top there is very unfortunate. Fairy Law, Happy, and Natsu were all horrible fates to see there, and it was pretty in Quantum's favor. It was 3 out of 11 cards that were really bad for Quantum, and then probably another card wouldn't have been very bad. So, pretty unlucky pull. Huge discard here. Do you have the form to get rid of Fairy Law? There's Connie. Yeah, just get a hero out. Well, now you've kind of forced Cole to go to the gate and play True Colors and blow up Dawn, and then Connie, and then just at the opportunity of going to Emma to kill Emma. It's very crazy that Quantum has gotten like a hero pull on almost every fate, I think. You don't see that super often with Isabella games. We will see Isabella just go over to gate, throw down True Colors, and punch Dawn. What? Scheduling instead. Oh, scheduling, then playing True Colors? Just for the sake of discarding, presumably. Can't trigger Dark Ecriture this turn because of Fairy Law, so I don't think Quantum is going to be able to win this turn without being able to use Ecriture. And it also looks like he hasn't drawn a form yet. Oh, I think he bricked on drawing forms, and that's probably going to be the game decider. There's Ray. Ray will buy him another turn. It really has, like, pulled a hero on every... I don't think there are any heroes left to pull now. I may as well get rid of Radar. There's no discard pile to pull with Bell from. But Kodake is going to get to go to Small Forest and Fate. Holy cow, this game is coming down to the wire. I think that Fairy Law pull, unfortunately, killed the game for Quantum. He just was unable to, like, getting Natsu, and then that Happy play earlier, and then Fairy Law, and then reshuffling into Fairy Law again. He unfortunately has not gotten a break from the Fate deck that has allowed him to close the game. And if Kodake pulls a hero on... Oh, was there a Harvest on Ray there? I think there was a Harvest on Ray there. Which means that it is game on board. So actually, probably you just cover the top Fate then. I was going to say if you cover Cardia, then Fairy Law is even more. And then got Natsu. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. I don't think there was anything Quantum could have done. He came very close, but then he just... Yeah, it looks like he's just forfeiting. He still didn't draw into a form. That Fairy Law absolutely killed him. Very, very unfortunate for Quantum. Sadly, what Loxis really needs, and he's pretty good at it because of how Dragon Force and Lightning Dragon Roar and Stone Gaze work, he needs to open Guild Hall, get a little bit of fate pressure on the opponent, and then lock the opponent so that he can have a turn, just like, literally just one turn of the opponent being fate locked, so that he can take that opportunity to go do, like, his big swing turns at Cardia to get to 0. He was unable to do that because Isabella, if she chooses to, like, give up Crone and use True Colors and use Harvest just for kills, Isabella can always choose to just fate, and there's nothing that you can do about that. And so Cole not only did that, but also pulled very good fates on like Natsu timing and Fairy Law and whatnot that just made it very, very difficult for Quantum to ever get an opportunity to close out the game. The game would have ended a lot earlier if Quantum had whiffed a single fate. Are we having a little break here? Okay, yeah, they're stepping away for a bit. So we'll have a jump cut here. But I'll just finish by saying that Quantum, what was I saying? Quantum never whiffed a fate on Isabella, which is pretty crazy because her deck is stacked more with effects and the challenge than it is with heroes, especially because 3 heroes were out of rotation. 2 of them were in the pile, and Gilda was an ally. So it was honestly the fact that that game went as many turns as it did was because Quantum didn't whiff a single fate, which was pretty wild that he never... I think he missed a hero once, and it was like a good prison break or something. I don't remember. But in that end game, he like got hero after hero. So, but anyways, yeah, good game for both players. We are going to go to a game 3. There's going to be a little bit of a jump cut here as we wait for the competitors to get back. So I will see you all momentarily. And we are back. Sorry about that. I didn't realize they got back and immediately pulled out their bans. I was actually tabbed out for a second. But we are back. Quantum is going to ban Isabella. Probably regretting not having banned her last time. Would definitely rather go up against Queen Beryl. And then Cole is going to get counterpicked this time. So Cole is going to think very hard about what ban he wants to do here. I need to actually tell the the people doing the next game that there's going to be a bit of delay. We're going to see another Griffith ban. Cole refuses to play because I guess Griffith hates... Or Griffith. I think Cole hates Griffith. I didn't know that. I need to tell the next group of people that we're actually going to be a little delayed. As they decide who they're going to play. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. I just had to, I had to let the people... I have another game scheduled for Tournament Arc in 20 minutes, and I don't think we're going to get through this game in 20 minutes. Cole is going to play Diaboromon. Cole, I'm going to say it. You're a fraud. Where is Queen Beryl? You are the Queen Beryl player. Everyone knows it. You've had multiple opportunities to play Beryl. Father! Oh boy, this is gonna be a game. I do not think that this is the pick to go against Diaboromon. I think that Quantum would be way better off with, like, Loxis, especially with how well he played that Loxis previously. But I don't think we've had a Father game yet, and I heavily respect the pick. Unfortunately, he picked it game 3, which means I can't use Father for the thumbnail. Dang it! This would have been the perfect opportunity to do a Father thumbnail, but I can't put the third game villains in the thumbnail because then people realize that a third game will happen. Alas, that these days would be mine. But, okay, so we're going to see Diaboromon against Father. Father does go first here. Father's objective is long. It takes Father a good while to do his objective, and if Diaboromon, going to the internet every other turn, gets decent fates, like pulls Hohenheim and then, like, pulls Edward, or, like, pulls Hohenheim and then, like, or pulls, like, a well-timed Mustang and whatnot, then it is hard for Father to take advantage of the fate lock that Diaboromon falls into. The main thing that lets Father deal with how slow he is that he's very good at fading. So he can slow down the opponent a lot. It's very easy for Father to open his top fate. He likes going to his bottom fate as long as it isn't covered, and so on. We're seeing that the clock is a little messed up here. They're just going to pull out a new one, which is the smart thing to do. Well done. But, so it's a little difficult for Father specifically to take advantage of the way Diaboromon is bad at fate pressure. Turn 1 Father's Throne is really good. And then just discarding a bunch of garbage. However, with that being said, if Father gets some good Promised Day pulls early and can do some quick moving into, can, like, take some extra Xerxes turns, like, more than he normally would, then he can definitely take advantage of how fate lockable Diaboromon is and, make some quick progress. Gonna see Armstrong thrown at Lior. You don't mind seeing Armstrong early here, even if it is at Lior, because you can potentially hit him with Shapeshifter. Cole does have 2 power, which means we could see Cole go for the Tokyo Bay Cable Crusher play. Data Overload is probably not going to allow that. I would just force Cole to take the Military Network turn. That's the best option for you here. I don't think deleting basic data is worth it. It's unfortunate not to pull a hero or paladin mode here, but it is what it is. It's not a strong data overload. The fact that Cole played basic data and kept the 2 power, despite the risk of, like, Imperial Dramon or paladin mode being pretty decent options for pulls, makes me think that Cole is going to go to Tokyo Bay and do the Cable Crusher, so I would probably delay that fate pressure by 1 more turn by just forcing Cole to take Military Network. Cole gains 2 and plays 2 cards. That's worse than going to Apartments and getting to discard. Playing Sloth directly into Lior, I don't know, I probably would have tried to dig for the Shapeshifter kill on Armstrong. That's no longer an option with Sloth there. It's not bad, but it is what it is. Definitely Quantum, since he's not going to be able to go get a Shapeshifter kill on Armstrong, we're probably going to see Quantum go to Xerxes to gain some power, unless he has, like, Greed or something to kill Armstrong. I wouldn't really want to play Greed into Sloth and then kill Armstrong immediately, though. I'd rather go to Xerxes, play out allies or Promise Days, and try and stack Xerxes and get the token down before killing Armstrong if I could. We are seeing... Was that a... Yeah, it was a multiplication basic data? Yeah, multiplication basic data and then a countdown play. We are going to see the move to Xerxes. We're going to see some Promise Days. Oh, and did draw the Shapeshifter. Yeah, I would have played Sloth to, like, Central City. There's Greed. And then a Promise Day. Really hoping for a good pull early here. Very unlucky. Very unfortunate. Well, just slap that mannequin at Lior and hope that you can use it in a transmutation token vanquish later, or even better, get Lust on it. It is expected, I would say it's expected probably for Father to, at minimum, hit a Mannequin Soldier once with Promised Day in a game. You probably expect on average for him to hit 2. Hitting more than 2 on Promised Days, and you're hitting major unlucky levels. Gonna throw down another countdown, very likely to catch Father on a no power gain turn. Mustang is very unfortunate here. Mustang and Armstrong, best buddies. I probably would have killed Sloth because Greed is an active negative on Father. Whereas Sloth is where Sloth wants to be, basically. It's not a bad play, though. It's still fun. Didn't go and open up Tokyo Bay. Must not have had the Cable Crusher. Or just chose not to. Disrespecting the Shapeshifters. The Shapeshifter early kill on Armstrong would have been so good. Using Father's Throne to put Greed back in, presumably. Not putting Greed back in. Are we going to see another Promised Day here? Hoping to pull Wrath with it. Gonna play Equivalent Exchange. That was the best card you had? He is gonna Throne back in Greed. Wants to draw Greed back. Go for the Fate. Paladin mode. Take away that power and probably cover Apartments. Take away that double play Vanquish. Very good get here. Means that a Cable Crusher will not be happening at Tokyo Bay, and you can taking away that double play at Apartments this early in the game is great. No, don't put him there. Don't put him there. No. It is good to double cover Tokyo Bay, but in this situation, with how the setup is right now, I think I would have covered Apartments to take away the discard and the extra play, because Cole really wants all that right now. Cole's going to throw out a premium and get a Mass Clones out there, and then just discard a bunch and then draw, presumably. Meanwhile, back with Quantum. Going to Xerxes. Up to 5 power, we could see a war at Lior here. Really does... Oh, no, we're going to see the True Alchemy Vanquish into Mustang. Okay. Not bad. Honestly, I don't love doing the Vanquish here because you're at 5 power. And assuming Cole doesn't hit you with an Umbra Circle, you really want to be able to use that power to hit a war like ASAP. Hard play Pride, maybe? Just play Greed. Didn't have a war in hand, it looks like, which is unfortunate because otherwise it could have been Greed into the war. And then just use the Vanquish later. Keeping a card in hand. I wonder what that card is. Definitely wants to see an Umbra here. 4 power Umbra is very good. Gate of Truth also saps away 4 power. Alphonse can hit good here. I'm not too sure about Alphonse because Father's Throne is out. However, that being said, Pride and Sloth, that's very unfortunate. However, that being said, putting Alphonse there and Lust, really strong hit. Really strong hit. Alphonse being at Fort Briggs will force the countdowns, and that's what Cole really wants, is to get those early countdowns, especially if Cole doesn't have Control Orb in hand right now. Throwing out a special data. Pretty strong early game from Cole here. We're actually going to see Quantum go over to Central. He's not going to have enough to... Ooh, he's going to play out Philo Stone, and he will be able to kill Armstrong because that puts the Mannequin at 1 and it puts Greed at 4. Okay, not bad, not bad. This is going to be a really interesting game. This is a very strong start for Cole, but Quantum doesn't have Gate of Truth coming up. He's got 4 power, which means that if Cole pulls an Umbra Circle, it could be a very good fate, but it would require thus not playing a hero. If I were Quantum, I would really be looking at trying to hard play a... Well, you could get back Shapeshifter here to shoot Alphonse and Fate on the same turn. You're going to give the countdowns, unfortunately, but I don't think it's possible for Father to dodge those countdowns forever anyway. Eventually a villain like Father with a covered bottom Fate is going to trigger it. All right. And then Cole has entered Sumamon. Entered Sumamon has 2 countdowns on the way and has a lot of cards out and another special data. This is a very, very strong Diaboromon start for Cole, I would say. Doing the Sumamon reshuffle. A little bit of discard. And that'll be it. Kept a lot of that hand. Must be pretty good. What are we going to see from Quantum here? I could see him just going to Lior, and then hopefully he has, like, Wrath or something to hard play. Because he needs to spend this power before an Umbra hits. Big reshuffle. And then just throwing out Gluttony. He really doesn't want to trigger the countdown, so he decided better of it. He was really wanting to set up killing Alphonse naturally. Andrewomon and Destin Bond. Probably just put Andrewomon in Internet, move premium data into Tokyo Bay, move the basic data. Who cares? Just anywhere. I would have gone ahead and moved the premium data straight into Tokyo. Yeah. Listen to me. You can hear me. You can hear me. Put it in Tokyo. It's still not great at apartments, but with military network open, it's still pretty good if Cole gets into Caramon quickly here, which he won't be able to this turn. Tokyo will force him to do like 2 control orb moves to get it back where he really wants it. Yeah, just throw Scar at the top fate. Cover that up. Throwing out a basic data. Cole has been really, really fortunate with his deck shuffle to always have cards to play, despite constantly paying out all of his power. He's got the basic datas, and he has the premiums and specials right when he needs them. A little bit of a Sumamon shuffle, and then a draw. Going over to Xerxes, unfortunately can't do the Scar kill now. Promise Day? Promise Day is not going to be great here because he's been avoiding going to Father's Throne, so he has not been setting up, setting back up Pride and Lust. Pride and Lust are the big ones he wants to see again. I think he's got 1 Starter War in the discard, and then he's keeping 2 on him, which I respect. True Alchemy, that'll use Envy and Gluttony. May as well do it because you have to lose Envy. Oh, actually going to go for a Promise Day instead, hoping to pull Wrath. Pulled Greed, also good. And Greed will let him get that kill on Alphonse he's been desperate for. It's just, he's not going to be able to dodge these countdowns forever. We going to see, whatchamacallit here? Caramon? Potentially. Digging for it. Kept 1 card in hand. That 1 card was probably Caramon. Because Caramon is what you really want right now. Enter Caramon and get through that Caramon phase quickly while Father is struggling to get his stuff going. Yep, there's Caramon. This game has been on a timer for Quantum from the very start, but it is even more so on one now. Can he get a war? No, he can't because that's Scar. He could actually get a war. He could go to Central, get a war at Briggs for 7, which is insane, and then kill Alphonse. That would honestly be a pretty good turn. And then if he draws into a True Alchemy, he can True Alchemy Scar away while at Lior later to get some power there. Oh, he's going to go to Briggs after all that work to not... Oh, he's going to do... Okay, yeah, that's fair too. He is absolutely going to be hit by an Umbra Circle. But this is good because it lets him Father's Throne. Honestly, getting hit with the, whatchamacallit right now is not the worst. Getting hit with an Umbra Circle is not the worst. Because getting hit with an Umbra Circle means that he's not getting hit with like a Mei Chang or anything. Or another hero in general. And he really has a strong setup of pulling Promise Day plays here. Metal Garurumon and deletion. I would probably just put Metal Garurumon on that apartments. There's also an argument for deleting the premium data because it'll slow Cole down quite a bit. But those countdowns, again, they're gonna trigger at some point, brother. Does Cole go to internet here? He does indeed. I thought there was a chance he could go to military network. He's gonna shuffle back into multiplication, which is good. He wants to be playing as many items as he's eating each turn. If he can get to Infirmon with a good amount of cards out, then he can cinch this game really fast. Quantum kind of needs to get Hohenheim here is very unfortunate. Surely, man, I hope he has a Starter War in hand. I'm going to feel really bad if he doesn't. Like Xerxes Starter War, Promise Day would be pretty good. Although, actually, going to Lior and doing the kill... Well, no, he really wants to get the token down at Lior first before... No, he can't because it's Scar. Going to Lior and killing Scar and then doing stuff would be pretty good. If he has True Alchemy, but it looks like he doesn't. There's the True Alchemy. Got Pride. Very good. He is going to put Pride straight over to Hohenheim once to get Hohenheim out of here. Killing Hohenheim with Pride is not typically how you like to do it because of how Pride's ability works and all. Did get Wrath. Also very good. Honestly, yeah, throw both of them down there so that you can do a 2-cost whatever. Or put Wrath into killing Scar. That's also very good. That Philo Stone is no longer working, which means Envy plus Gluttony can... Oh, that's right. He couldn't have gone and done the Scar kill that I was saying a second ago, because once Hohenheim came out, it put Gluttony back to 1 and Envy back to 2, so he can't get that Scar kill anymore there without moving Gluttony out first. Honestly, I could see a turn where he goes to Central, moves Gluttony into Central, pays 9 for the War with Gluttony being 1, and then Envy will go up to 4 and killing Scar. He's really got to get wars going, like, right now. Yeah, see, this is why I said that premium data. Oh, he's going to get rid of the special here. I would still use the premium here for the extra gain to it military network, to be honest. But Quantum, before Cole gets, like, plays Infirmon, because look at all of these cards. This Infirmon is not going to last long. Quantum needs to get his tokens out. He needs to get, like, at least 2 tokens out. I don't agree with this Fort Briggs play. You're going to give him 2 countdowns, and you're not getting a war out, probably. I would really, if you have war in hand, I would really go to Central, move Gluttony over, get the Central token, have Envy kill Scar to open that up. And then you have Pride and Wrath. If Edward gets played, Wrath gets to nuke him immediately. You get rid of all the power. There are 2 Umbra Circles in here. You get rid of all that power, so those Umbra Circles are basically dead fates. And you open back up Lior, so you can start going to Lior to try and Promise Day back Envy. He's going to Briggs. Please don't True Alchemy and kill Pride and Wrath. It would be so bad to do that here. You'd lose way much. Okay, he's going to Central. Hear me. Hear my voice is going across dimensions, DrQuantum. Move Gluttony out to turn on Envy and do that now. No, he had the play. He's going to kill. Okay, killing Hohenheim is nice too. I really hate to have to start playing this. The problem with this is that he's going to get Umbra Circled, and losing 7 power here is such a loss. It's not the worst ever, because he has Promise Days, and he has setups to hit Wrath and Pride. But man, it would have been such a clean turn to get the Gluttony token, kill Scar with Envy, have the easy 2-cost token over here still set up to go, because Mustang is nowhere near. And just save yourself from those Umbra Circles, because unless one Umbra might have been pulled earlier, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there's at least 1 in here. I'd be surprised if there wasn't. Gonna see Kodake go over and eat a basic data with Caramon. Gain 3. We are 5 minutes away from me having to record that other game I was talking about. He is just gonna hard play Control Orb because he has not been able to get it. Well, now you move over that premium, yeah, and that'll be exactly enough to get him into Infirmon. And then we will see an Edward. Yeah, and see, now you don't have Wrath to protect from the Edward. But honestly, I would still Umbra here. I would take away 7 power immediately. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I really wish that Quantum had done the other play. I think it would have been a lot better for him. He would still have Pride over at Hohenheim. He would get the kill on Edward with Wrath. Scar would be gone. He'd clean his territory out. Gonna see a Kabuterimon. Kabuterimon is great here because you stop that huge military network turn. That's the ideal fate, pretty much. Probably gonna see Cole go to apartments instead and move the premium data over and just eat the basic to get up to 13. We're gonna see a Promise Day. Hoping to get either Wrath or whatchamacallit back. He is gonna get Wrath. And put Wrath at Xerxes. The Philo Stone is back on, so you could draw into True Alchemy and open that up, or just go to Central and bust it open. This game is still anyone's to take. Quantum just has to really make a strong push here. Since Edward was pulled with that Umbra, I'm trying to think of what fates are in here. I think it's Mei Chang, maybe Winry, and then another Umbra? Not very strong fates. Mei Chang will be annoying, though, but there's not going to be a fate. Oh, he accidentally faded again when he'd already played Kabuterimon. We all make that mistake at least once in our competitive careers. Everyone has made this mistake, fading first and then taking a long turn and being like, wait, did I fade? I usually always try and Fate last, unless I know that Fating will, like, set up some kind of a Fate lock or something that matters for me that would change how my turn goes. So we're going to see Cole go over to Apartments, put back in that Catastrophe Cannon to try and speed up getting into Inframon a little bit. He's still got a very good chunk of cards here. Are we going to move the Premium over? I would move the Premium over because you still want to ditch the Premium when you go to Internet next turn. Or just, or move it to Apartments even, actually, for Inframon to try and make use of. Oh, you're just going to play another Premium. That'll do it, yeah. And then move the other one. Okay, guaranteeing that outside of a Destined Bond Angelomon, you're going to get the Premium pull here. I don't know if one of these last two Fates is Destined Bond or not. Also, unless Quantum drew into True Alchemy, he's Fate Locked. If he has True Alchemy, he can give up Envy because Gluttony will replay himself to open this. He's just going to go to Xerxes. He probably really wants to get Pride back out with a Promise Day if he has it before... Oh, he had the True Alchemy, but he's not going to do the Fate. I'm not sure about that. I probably would have gone for trying to keep him in Caramon one more turn. Especially if I knew what those two Fate cards were. I would have looked at the discard to figure it out. So we're going to see Cole get into Inframon here. But we know that there aren't very strong Fates coming up. Mei Chang is going to be very annoying, but not strong Fates, all things considered. So Quantum is in a pretty strong position. The problem is that Cole can set up getting out of Inframon next turn, which is going to be very rough. It was Ling Yao and an Automail. Okay, not getting Mei... Maybe Mei Chang went by earlier. Is this Mei Chang or is this Number Circle? Maybe Mei Chang went by earlier, actually. Oh, wasn't Mei Chang in one of, like, the first two Fates? You gonna do the Wrath move? I would probably do the Wrath move. Well, no, leave Wrath there, because if you have War in hand, you can go to Central, get War. He's not out of Inframon here, so you don't have to worry about that. Go to Central, get War at Xerxes, move Greed in, kill Ling Yao with Greed. Is probably what I would do here. Yeah, because it's a 3-cost war. Yep. And then I'd shuffle that bad boy back in. You got to keep those. Oh, this is going to be a really close game. By the way, I'm amazed that Quantum has not triggered these countdowns. That is incredible to me. I am astonished at how that has gone. So we're going to see Inframon move over here and set up getting out of this, this phase. Assuming that he has a card to play, I would assume that he does. Quantum is trying to figure out what those fake cards are right now. If I think one of them is a Destined Bond. That's what he really needs, is a Destined Bond. Oh, one of them is Omnimon. So Omnimon will probably stop, be able to stop it with the positioning of these mass clones. Oh yeah, the way multiplication works is that's how it would end up. The multiplication would be in the discard. Oh, and then just a Catastrophe Cannon to blow up Kabuterimon. That's fair. Destined Bond, I think it's Omnimon, actually. This is guaranteed Omnimon, so Omnimon to a Military Network, blow up a mass clone. Keep him... If you can keep him in Inframon for, like, 2 more turns, then Quantum is in a very strong position. Seeing him shuffling some stuff back in. Are we going to see a Promise Day? We're going to see a Fate first. It was Brave Resolve and Omnimon. Yeah, I would just cover the Military Network, make that awful. Unfortunately, Inframon is going to get a really strong premium data turn here, but there's not much you can do about that. I would cover the Military Network. Why would you cover Apartments here? I guess it doesn't matter too much because he's going to go to Internet and move the premium data, but that keeps him in Inframon for 1 more turn, and then if Quantum can luck into a strong top Fate, then this could be really good for him. Getting Greed instead of Pride here is very unfortunate. I would put Greed at Lior. You need to get that Lior token and then just move people into Central. Whew, this is going to be a really close game. I think it's still a little Diaboromon favored because he's Inframon with a lot of stuff out and like a strong amount of power. Like, that's a lot of power. Doing a discard move to put mass clones where it goes. I think this is an Umbra Circle. I don't remember. Or it might be the other Automail. Double Umbra. That is phenomenal for Quantum. That is exactly what he needs. Now, if he can just get... There are a lot of Fates here that can mess it up. Destined Bond, Deletion, and Data Overload. 5 of these 4 Fates all keep him in Inframon for 1 more turn, and he will not be able to Fate because he doesn't have a special data or premium setup over here to do a double Cable Crusher. You have to go to Fort Briggs this turn and keep him in Infamon for one more turn. It's not guaranteed. You could pull 2 Fates that do nothing. But it is very, very in Quantum's favor to get the Fading Ones. No, don't go to Xerxes, no! Well, wait a minute, this could still work. Oh, it's true. Okay, wait a minute. No, I still think that the play was Fort Briggs, though, man. I still think that Fort Briggs and do the True Alchemy move was the play for sure. He is going to get the war here, and I think it's for free. Well, no, maybe this is the play. Because he is Fate Locked, so he's not getting faded. He doesn't have enough, though. Even if he moves Wrath to the left and gains 2, he'll be short 1 power, or 1 strength even, of being able to get the Central City token. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. That was very, very likely to keep him in Infamon one more turn, which would really slow Cole down. But also, he's so, like, Quantum is so close. I really think it would have been better to take the Fort Briggs turn first, though. To take that 1 extra turn of, oh, he's going to hard play a Cable Crusher into moving Imperial Dramon to the bottom Fate. Okay. I think that might have, I don't know. We'll see how the game goes. Quantum could still win it, but I do think that was a minor misplay. Oh, and is he going to get to top Fate this turn too? Oh, no. Oh, he's going to Catastrophe. He's going to Catastrophe to do a Vanquish. He is going to get to top Fate this turn. Ooh. I think that Quantum might have, misplayed the game not going for that Fort Briggs Fate. He could afford Briggs Fate. There's no way that this Fate would have happened if he had done that. Oh, I wouldn't put her at Central. That moves Wrath into Central. No, no, I would not put Riza there. No, I would not do that. But that is what Cole is going to do. Ooh, no. I think that's a misplay by Cole, too. Ooh, man. This, I have no idea who could win this. This is anyone's game. It kind of comes down to what fates they get. Is this guaranteed Pride? Oh my goodness. And then Wrath is there. Oh, dude. It could literally, he probably has game on board if he pulls Data Overload here. Holy cow, if he pulls Data Overload here. If he pulls Data Overload, I think Quantum wins. Oh, pull Data Overload. I want to see it, man. Oh, it didn't pull it. Delete the premium. You could also Imperial Dramon Destined Bond to blow up 2 power, but I would delete the premium. Just take away a lot of his options. Yeah, that would have been a delete last turn, which would have cost Cole 1 more turn in Infamon. He wouldn't have been able to Fate, and then you could have done the big push turn. I really think that it would have been better to flip the order of those turns for Quantum. Man, I really wanted to see him get Data Overload here, dude. That would have been so hype. Nothing against Cole, but that would have been so hype to get the Data Overload, like, plop him at Military Network or plop him at Apartments or what have you, and then that potentially just be the game. He is going to move Imperial Dramon back onto the top Fate and take away 2 power. I think that this is fair because it stops the Military Network... Well, without doing a premium data shenanigans, it stops the Military Network Armageddon clash. Honestly, I think that Cole has to Fate here because I'm pretty sure that Quantum has game on hand. If he's been taking care of his discard pile properly, he should have Starter War and True Alchemy in hand, which if he plays Starter War into True Alchemy, he wins. So, unless Cole can win this turn, which maybe because Diaboromon is wild, but I doubt it with no mass clones, then this is game for Quantum. We could even... There's even a possibility that we see, like, a potential, like, Whiffed Fate from Cole could decide the game here if he gets a bad Fate. Is he going to Tokyo? Is he going to open Tokyo? Oh, no, he was at Tokyo. I think he's judging if it's game over or not. You have to Fate this turn. It's game. He surely has True Alchemy and Start a War in hand. He at least has the War. Which, even if a hero messes up him being able to kill Riza the same turn, he can still go to Fort Briggs and get the token. Gate of Truth. I think that's game. Wow, I think that's game. That's basically a dead Fate. Holy cow, I think that's game. Xerxes gain 3, play War for 4, and then play True Alchemy. I think that's game. If he has True Alchemy and War in hand, it is over, because there's no way that Cole wins in this position. Playing Automail wouldn't make a difference. I think that fate is just, that fate just decides it. He's going to Automail instead. I don't think that changes anything. 6 power at Xerxes. Automail costs 2 more power. He needs 3 for the War, 4 for the War. With that Automail, and then 1, he needs 5 power. He'll have it at Xerxes. I think that's game. I think I think unfortunately for Cole, that fate just cost him the game. There was there were a couple of different cards that he could pull that would cost him the game here. Automail, Gate of Truth. I think that might have been Automail and Gate of Truth might have been the only fate that cost him the game this turn. He might have been able to buy himself 1 more turn if he had gotten any hero. If he had gotten Mustang or Scar would have been phenomenal. That's ideally what he wanted to see. But instead of getting what he ideally wanted to see, I think Quantum got what he ideally wanted to see. If he has War and True Alchemy in hand, it's game. I hope he has both. If he drew out his deck. So if he's been playing a good father on timing, then he should get it. By the way, I apologize, Quantum. Those countdowns are still there, which is insane. He heard me say that and touched them. I am amazed that he never triggered those. That is wild. Is this game? Does he have it? If he has War and Alchemy. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, he can do it that way. I didn't even think about doing it that way. He didn't even need the Alchemy. He just needs the War. I was so tunnel visioned. This happens to me every time I play Father. I tunnel vision hard on True Alchemy. He did have it, for the record. The way that I would have done it, he had it, but he did it the other way. Man, what a game. Very unfortunate last fate for Cole. I'm not sure that Cole would have won regardless, because Quantum is in a crazy strong position. If he had gotten a hero, if he had gotten Scar or Mustang, that might have won him the game. If he got any other hero, even Hohenheim, he probably would not have won. I think it was pretty in Quantum's favor at that point, but anything is possible, of course. That fate guaranteed it, though, for sure, which you hate to see. That's very unfortunate for Cole, but what a father game. Quantum, well done on not triggering those countdowns, bro. I can't believe it. I'm astonished. I am amazed. Man, that is crazy. But great game from both players. What a third game to end on. Absolutely wild. But great stuff from both. Great stuff. Let's go take a look at that dang old bracket, man. Let's go see how it looks. And so, with some very, very close games, we're going to be seeing DrQuantum winning and moving on into the semifinals. Cole, unfortunately, knocked out. Good work this year, though. Got into the top 8. Good stuff. But DrQuantum is the one who will be moving on, and we do not yet know any of our semifinal matches because we had 2 people on the opposite sides of the bracket be the first ones to move on. So we've still got Wako versus D. Gessner and Naomi versus Egg. Can't wait to see how those games go as we get closer and closer to the end of this year's tournament. So hope you guys are enjoying. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of it shakes out, and I'll catch you all next time for the next round 2 game. Until then, farewell.